My name is Mankit Kumar Nath. I am from Mall Biolect. So today I am going to start with the TCA cycle, step number 5 and step number 6. Okay. So first let's go on with the step number 5. In step number 5 there is conversion of succinyl-CoA to succinate. Succinyl-CoA is a previous product. It gets converted to succinate. So how it happens? Let's see. So the succinyl-CoA formula was CH2CO minus. This was constant throughout the reaction. Okay, it will change, but it's constant until now. CSCOA double bond O. So this is our succinyl-CoA. Basically a succinate with a CoA. So the next step is basically a hydrolysis reaction. Not hydrolysis actually, I'm saying it wrong. Here it is getting converted to succinate, and for doing that we need first of all GDP. Coenzyme A is released and GDP enters. It gets out as GTP, and also we need PI, inorganic phosphate, for this reaction, which gets converted to GTP. Okay, so this reaction is also a substrate level phosphorylation, because a substrate is highly energetic so that it can phosphorylate a GDP molecule to a GTP molecule. So the del G 0 dash for this reaction is minus 2.9 kilojoule per mole. Not exactly on the highly negative side, but it gives rise to the GDP, and we have this CH2 whole 2 CO minus. Very easy succinate formula. I think this is the very easiest formula by succinate. So not much to say about this reaction. Now I have got something, so let's start with that. So the succinyl-CoA synthetase is the enzyme which you often called succinate thiokinase. So you can also call it succinate thiokinase. Okay, so we have the succinyl-CoA synthetase, and this succinyl-CoA synthetase is converted, and this is actually helping in conversion. So we also have the incorporation of the succinyl-CoA over here. So succinyl-CoA. So this is our first substrate, and this first substrate enters this enzyme. There is incorporation of PI, inorganic phosphate, in this step, and there is a removal of coenzyme A. So essentially we are getting our first product over here, which is succinate. CH2 whole 2 C, and we have C double bond O minus, not O minus actually, it will be. So it is tied up to the phosphate. So this inorganic phosphate first of all binds to this succinate. Okay, so any kind of name for this intermediate, I don't know, phosphorylated succinate, something like that we can call, but this essentially gets into the second step where the succinate is released, and the succinate, while it is released, this succinate is a product that we obtain, but there is also phosphate. So now in this step we also have the incorporation of GDP. Okay, so yeah, GDP. So this GDP is actually what happens is that, so let's not first of all talk about the GDP thing. Okay, what happens is that here this phosphate is transferred to the enzyme itself on a histidine residue. So we can call it a phosphohistidyl enzyme, and this phosphohistidyl enzyme in this stage it binds to GDP, and as it binds to GDP it is getting converted to GTP, and this GTP is released, and the enzyme goes back to this original state of succinyl-CoA synthetase, which is non-phosphorylated enzyme. Okay, so am I clear over there? So in the next step what happens is that we form GTP. Now this GTP can be converted to ADP. So this GTP plus, if we have ADP, then there is a reversible reaction going on. The del G0 value for this reaction is essentially 0 kilojoule per mole. So this reaction is very much favorable in both sides. So GTP plus ADP will give you GDP plus ATP. So in cells, whenever you require ATP and there is high concentration of GTP, this reaction can take place, or whenever there is high concentration of ATP and you need GTP, this reaction can take place. And this reaction is, the enzyme for this reaction is nucleoside diphosphokinases. So the nucleoside diphosphate kinase or diphosphokinases actually helps in this reaction, and del G0 value for this reaction is basically 0 kilojoule per mole, favorable in both ways. Now we are going with step 6 of this reaction. So in step 6 we have succinate, and this succinate is converted to fumarate. For this reaction we need FAD. This FAD is converted to FADH2, and the enzyme required is succinate dehydrogenase, and the product is fumarate, which does not differ much. CO minus CH double bond CH, CO minus. So these are fumarate. One interesting thing is that enzyme required for succinate dehydrogenase is a flavoprotein. Okay, so the enzyme is required in succinate dehydrogenase. A flavoprotein in eukaryotes is tightly bound to mitochondrial inner membrane in the bacteria, to the plasma membrane. So what I mean to say is that in eukaryote it is present in the mitochondrial membrane, in the bacteria it is present in the plasma membrane. The enzyme has 3 different iron sulfur clusters. So these enzymes work on the basis of iron sulfur clusters, FES clusters, and 1 molecule of covalently bounded FAD. Okay, so this one. Now electrons pass from succinate through FAD and FES clusters before entering the ETC, and this FAD is coupled to the synthesis of 1.5 ATP molecules per pair of electrons transferred. Also, just for your information, this succinate also has something as a sister, little sister, which is evil in nature, and the name is malonate. So the malonate structure is like this: CO minus, we have one CH2 and then a CO minus. So this is malonate, and this malonate is basically a blocker for the TCA cycle. So whenever you are applying more and more malonate in a cell, you are basically attacking and blocking the TCA cycle for that particular organism. Okay, so malonate is basically a blocker, like this, a blocker for the TCA cycle. So this was step 5 and step 6 for the TCA cycle reaction. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, please share this with your friends and colleagues, and also please comment down below and please subscribe, because it gives me motivation to make good videos in the next time. Okay, so Mall Violet out.